How do you do? It's no surprise that many cities have a street named Broadway, because broad is the way that many choose to go. The woman in this story pursued the crowd, the world's way that leads to destruction. When she found the straight gate and the narrow way that leads to life, she turned and followed it, and her heart and mind and life were unshackled.
I know it's only the first day of school, Andrea, but you won't be going back there. You're going to a new school tomorrow because I moved us to a new apartment today. See, this is it. And don't tell Daddy where we're living, okay? Daddy won't be living with us anymore. He'll be very angry, and you know how Daddy gets when he's angry, so promise not to tell him where we live.
Lifting up the name above all names, this is Unshackled. True life stories dramatized and produced in Chicago by Pacific Garden Mission. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. One who says you need help. Go to Pacific Garden Mission, they will help you. The old lighthouse keeps the doors open day and night, offering shelter to those who have no home and hope to those in despair. Thanks to friends who care and send financial gifts, nearly 1,000 men, women, and children receive nourishing meals, showers and fresh clothing, and a safe place to sleep every day. Even medical care is given free to resident guests at the Mission Clinic. Since 1877, the Mission has been reaching out to lost souls with the truth that can change the course of their lives, the truth that there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. And that same message goes out to the world in 14 languages through this program, offering the gift of new life. Now for broadcast around the earth, here is program number 3327 in the series Unshackled, the program that makes you face yourself and think.
Corey, how did you find us?
You have my kids, and I want to see them.
You can't come in. It's not your weekend to see them.
Who's going to stop me?
I am.
Oh, I heard you were living here. Get out of my way.
You're not coming in.
Not in front of the kids. Corey, stop it. Call the police. Somebody call the police.
The woman in our story was 6 years old when these events seared into her memory. Parental guidance is suggested due to the subject matter of this true testimony of Andrea Bean, right now on Unshackled.
My parents were high school sweethearts, working in the same supermarket when they married right out of high school. We lived in Newark, Ohio, where Dad worked nights and slept days. In the evening, he played softball, coached wrestling, and caroused with friends until Mom got fed up with his affairs and secretly moved to an apartment while I was at school. I had a brother 3 years younger than I when they divorced. Mom married my stepfather when I was 7. During the ceremony, I burst into tears as I realized my parents would never get back together. Dad went wild, parties, women, drinking. During one visit, I found and played with drug paraphernalia I discovered under his couch. Inside, Dad was hurting.
Andrea, your dad just called. He needs you to come over and visit him, okay? He's very distressed right now, and you can help him just by being there. Ride your bike over.
Daddy's little girl. What would I do without you?
It's okay, Daddy. Don't cry.
Life isn't worth living anymore.
Yes, it is.
I wrote this letter, honey. You can open it down the road sometime. I'm going away.
Don't go away, Daddy. I'd miss you so much.
I blew it, and there's no point in living now. There's no point in anything.
I love you, Daddy. We need you.
Honest?
Yes. I'll take care of you. I promise. I knew he was contemplating suicide, but changed his mind, and that began a pattern of my being drawn to broken men who needed love. Dad got his life together and worked hard. 2 doors down from us lived a man with 2 daughters, and that family twisted my life in a new direction. Their filthy house was overrun with beer cans and ashtrays and plastered with pornographic posters that drew me and my friends into the abyss we saw. Though I felt shame, I couldn't resist and gained a new compulsion. I had my first cigarette when a babysitter let me try hers. Then my mom and stepfather moved, and I vowed to avoid that kind of behavior in the new place. I excelled in school until middle school, which was a bummer.
Not again.
Do I have to wear these goofy-looking glasses?
You want to see, don't you?
The kids make fun of me.
Ignore them.
I can't ignore them when they make snide comments about my crooked teeth and secondhand clothes.
What's on the inside is more important than what's on the outside.
I never get to go on class trips.
Well, at least you don't have to put up with their rude behavior then, too.
I don't fit in anywhere. I made a friend in 7th grade who is just like me, a misfit. One weekend, we went with her parents to visit her sister in college. While my friend's parents went on a dinner cruise, we went to a hippie house for a party. I drank beer and loved it, until I woke up during the night sick and throwing up. My friend's dad could smell the beer on us, but we lied and said we just had food poisoning.
Are you still sick, Andrea?
Yeah, I feel terrible.
Me too.
But that was so much fun last night.
Yeah. It was hilarious until they had to carry you back to the apartment.
Did your dad believe our story, that it was the food at dinner that made us sick?
I think so. Good thing we ate the same thing.
My addiction to alcohol grew along with lying to avoid consequences, another pattern in my life. Soon after that, my stepdad took a job in North Carolina, and we moved as I entered 8th grade. I decided to reinvent myself, change my identity, and fit in somewhere.
You're wearing that outfit to school?
What's wrong with it?
It's a bit over the top, isn't it? I mean, black heels and white knee socks?
They go with the black plaid skirt.
It's cute, Andrea, but that shirt reveals your midriff.
I like it. For once, I'll make an impression on the catty girls. And if anyone makes a snide remark, I'll punch them in the nose. My tough girl persona emerged. Sure enough, I overheard a group of popular girls joking about me, and I let them know that I overheard them and disdained their comments. I made friends with a girl like me who had failed the 8th grade once. We smoked pot together with her dad, and he bought alcohol for us. The next summer, my brother and I went back to Newark to stay with Dad, and there I partied with new friends, adding acid to my other compulsions and rebellion to my nature. Dad let me drink with him. Here's the beer, Dad.
Did I give you enough money?
Sure. Your friend Greg let me drive. What a blast.
In this weather?
I had a close call when I tried to turn at a stop sign and spun full circle. I slid between the stop sign and a snowplow parked by the road.
And that'll teach you.
You should have seen it, Dad. I didn't even spill my beer. That was my first driving lesson. Not a very good beginning. I spent the summer drinking and getting high on drugs. I wore miniskirts and flirted with boys. Mom came up to get my brother and me as the summer ended, and Dad was tense about our leaving.
Doyle, quit messing with the blinds. Did you hear me? I said quit!
Let him alone, Dad! He's too old to be treated like that!
Who do you think you are telling me what to do? I will smack you down the side!
Doyle, take the phone upstairs and lock yourself in the bathroom. Call Mom and don't open the door till I say so.
You little...
Dad raised his hand to hit me, something he'd never done. But then he stopped. The police came, and so did Mom and my stepfather. The situation diffused, so we left with Mom. But from then on, I manipulated Dad to let me do what I wanted. Like him, I worked hard and played hard. Like him, I used drugs. I returned to high school in North Carolina with new skills and a heady sense of power. I worked at a sports bar selling snacks.
You got in kind of late last night.
I went out with my friends after I got off work.
When do you expect to get your homework done?
In study hall. I get good grades, Mom, so don't worry about it.
You should be home by 11 on school nights.
I don't have any curfews at Dad's.
You're not in school there. Have you been drinking, Andrea?
What does it matter?
You're underage.
I get straight A's, earn my own money, pay for everything myself, and don't ask you for anything. What does it matter if I'm getting it all done and being responsible?
I'm just worried about you.
Mom, I'm not hurting anyone. As with Dad, I learned to manipulate Mom, too. In 10th grade, I got in a fight with a girl in the cafeteria.
I heard you got expelled for a week.
Yeah, it's no big deal. I'll come back stronger than ever.
You're a riot, Andrea. So sure of yourself.
Work hard, play hard. Next year, I'm going to sign up for EP classes.
Better you than me.
I'm even going to sign up for softball and student government.
You'll have to give up boys.
Not a chance.
What's happening with you and Rick?
Nothing. He went back to his old girlfriend.
He was just leading you on.
Obviously. Why do guys always break your heart? Then I met a 17-year-old boy who had been expelled from school. He took advantage of my attraction to broken men. Even so, Rick and I began dating again, but I also dated different guys, swept along on the broad way to destruction. I knew no other way.
We'll hear more about that shortly. Now, though, here's Pacific Garden Mission's president, Phil Kwiatkowski.
Thanks, Timothy. People who visit Pacific Garden Mission are astonished at the size and scope of our ministry to the homeless. They sign our guest book with comments like this: "I was able to see the greatness of God's work through the PGM tour." Another woman wrote, "I love your mission and your heart and all you do for Jesus." A man wrote, "I love Unshackled and PGM. The Lord is in this place. We give God the glory for helping so many distraught people at the mission. If you have never visited, please come soon. Any day is fine. But Saturdays are special because you can be a part of the audience watching a live Unshackled production. One of our staff or Bible program students will give you a tour of the facilities, and you'll see firsthand how we help the hundreds of men, women, and children find new life at the old lighthouse. A tour of the mission will open your eyes to the many opportunities to volunteer, sorting clothes that are donated, serving in the dining room, working in the greenhouse, or making beds in the overnight guest dorms. One visitor commented, "Pacific Garden Mission is a great place for people to get their lives back." That sentiment also applies to our volunteers, many of whom are with us for decades, helping less fortunate ones find new life. So visit anytime and learn how you might serve the Lord with us. We are thankful for all our volunteers. This ministry would be hindered without them. We also get comments by mail and email. A prisoner recently wrote, "As a new listener to Unshackled, I find great hope and inspiration from true life stories." A woman wrote, "Thank you for all you do. It is a bright light in a dark world." Another woman emailed us, "Hi, recently I came across some old things that I'd put away for over 10 years now. I found an Unshackled booklet I had received when I was locked up when I was 17 in 2001. I remember listening to the program every night before bed." From the West Indies, a woman writes, "Greetings in the name of our risen Lord and Savior. I write these few lines to you to let you know what a source of inspiration your radio program Unshackled has been to me over the years. Your program has kept me and given me encouragement. For more information about visiting us or volunteering, write to Pacific Garden Mission, 1458 South Canal Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60607. That's Pacific Garden Mission, 1458 South Canal Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60607. Our email address is unshackled@pgm.org.
In the 11th grade, I excelled in my classes and was a starting pitcher on the softball team. I tutored children at a local elementary school, all in an effort to look good and get in the school yearbook a lot, which I did. I wasn't doing drugs and drank mostly on weekends. Then 12th grade came.